Good evening and welcome to our Cornwall Global Local. First, to keep you up to date with global issues and how they affect you locally, I'm Mackenzie Latey. Tonight, we investigate local feelings about bags for life replacing the traditional plastic carrier bag.
Excuse me, sir. Notice you've got a bag for life there. Is that a personal choice?
Yeah, it is actually, yeah. Sorry.
Can you tell us why you prefer to have a bag for life?
Well, I'm a surfer and I like to, well, there's a big issue with lots of plastic in the sea. We're always finding, coming across stuff when there's a storm, especially on the south coast. I just thought I'd stick with it, a bag for life. I mean, it's less likely to get blown into the sea.
Do you feel you're doing your bit for the environment?
A small bit, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up later in the programme, a blizzard hits parts of Cornwall overnight, bringing a mixture of joy and chaos to the area. We'll have a full weather report on this later with forecasts of more disruptive weather ahead. But first, more on our headline story, plastic waste in our oceans and how a global issue now affects us locally. Figures show plastic waste deposited into our oceans in the past year is the highest it's ever been, from food packaging and household waste to microbeads found in skincare products. The problem and its effect on the landscape and wildlife has never been more severe. Is sustainability realistically possible? Let's take a look at what...
You can come down to the beach and think, you get here and you think, oh, it looks lovely, there's nothing here. And then when you get down and have a look, there are so many microplastics and little bits of plastics. And one of the worst offenders, one of many, are these nurdles, which I don't know if you can see in my hand there, that I've just been picking off the beach, and they're everywhere, just here in the sand. And these are actually what is melted down to make plastic products. And we find millions of these on the beach. I mean, if in this patch here, you could take jars and jars of them off. I think Surfers Against Sewage have always been quite well known for what they do because of the way they go about it, but also because of the demographic that they reach. But with this campaign in particular, I think we're at a tipping point. I think people are suddenly noticing the stuff that they're using and where it's ending up, especially in places like Cornwall, where we are right. I think the Blue Planet episode did push it into the mass kind of consciousness. You look at the viewing figures of that programme and the kinds of people who are watching it, and it did reach a mass audience. So I think, yes, suddenly it opened people's eyes up to what was happening on their local beach. I mean, for me.
Thank you, Rachel, for those tips on how we can all help solve this problem. Now we have Eustace in the studio with local restaurateur Pete Fraser to tell us about sustainability of global fish stocks and how this will ultimately help local business.
Thank you, Mackenzie. And hello, Pete, and thank you for offering your professional expertise opinion on this matter.
Thank you for the invite.
Surfers Against Sewage's Stop Plastic Pollution campaign is getting really a lot of momentum at the moment. Why do you think that is?
Well, before answering it, first of all, I'm totally thrilled as a business owner that wants to build a sustainable business, as a parent of 4 kids. I'm just thrilled that this particular initiative has really gained momentum. It's in the public eye. David Attenborough's Blue Planet documentary just had those really scary footage of fish being very unhappy surrounded by plastic, and it's caught the public imagination. We can sort that out, and so millions of people are changing their buying habits, recycling habits and everything, and hopefully the oceans will be in a lot healthier state because of it.
That's wonderful to hear, yeah. How have you personally reduced the plastic problem concerning your fish and chips business?
Okay, to me, plastics are not all bad. It's these single-use plastics is the baddies. All that energy is used to make the plastic, and it's used once and then it's thrown, and sometimes not into good places where it's disposed of. Other plastics that have proper recycling are fine. They do a good job. On the single-use plastics, we've moved in straight away. We like the Final Straw campaign, so all our straws are now paper, not plastic. All our packaging on our takeaway, plastic's completely gone from that. It's all biodegradable. Water bottles and bottles of Coke or whatever are being replaced by cans, even cans of water. And we're great if people want to come in and we'll fill up their reusable water bottles. That works well as well. So lots of ways, and we're thinking of new ways all the time, but single-use plastic, hopefully a thing of the past.
I applaud that. But do you think that customers actually care about your concern about the environment, actually?
Well, I think that's a good question. Sometimes I do question myself, is it just me up in an ivory tower saying this is the way you should live your life? But no, whenever we do a green initiative in our fish and chip shop, it's always been received really well. So 6 years ago, we took our best-selling fish cod off the menu to encourage people to try other fish. And everyone thought we were mad, and our sales went up 40% that week. It was received really well. And ever since then, whatever we've done, the public have said great, and newspapers have wanted to write stories about it. So I would say, yes, definitely, it's very well received.
Okay, thank you, Pete. Really appreciate your opinion.
Thank you.
Back to you, Mackenzie.
Thank you, Eustace and Pete. That's all from me, Mackenzie Latey. Plenty more, of course, on our website. I'll be back with our late news bulletin. First, over to our weather reporter, Lydia, for the latest on the recent heavy snowfall.
Hello, I'm Lydia Murch. Well, what a week we've been having here in Cornwall. The heaviest snowfalls in decades brought a mixture of fun and chaos to our region overnight. Schools, colleges and supermarkets remain closed throughout the county today until further notice. All roads have been brought to a standstill with many motorists left stranded. Emergency services are struggling to cope as many sports clubs, public venues and Good Samaritans open their facilities to provide warmth, shelter and a hot drink to those unfortunate travellers not able to get home. As you see, there has been significant snowfall throughout England and Wales, with snow showers piling in off the east coast, affecting most of Scotland. As we move down through the east and the West Midlands, we're getting very much of the same, with heavy snowfall and wind. Here in the southwest of the country, there's also thick snow. We will, however, see a few sunny spells later in the day and towards the end of the evening, with minimal cloud coverage. Weather warnings still show orange for most of the country, with North East and Scotland still on red. It's not bad news for everyone though. As you can see from the footage sent in by our viewers, many children have taken full advantage using makeshift toboggans from whatever they can find. Some are taking full advantage of a rare opportunity to enjoy winter sports in our region. So make the most of the snow and enjoy the picturesque landscape while it lasts. Remember, stay home, keep warm and stay safe. More weather updates from Cornwall Global Local on our late news at 10. I'm Lydia Murch. Good night.